It is not death or pain that is to be dreaded, but the fear of pain or death. What we're afraid of more than dying is the idea of not being able to live our lives. It's horrifying to be at the end of our journey only to recall empty years. Have you ever noticed that we are reminded of our fear of death when we think about the things we have yet to accomplish? Don't waste any moment. Find a place where you belong. Look inside, discover what gives your life purpose, and do it. Genuine happiness is not easy to find, so if you want to find it, you must start working on achieving it. Our lives are borrowed. We don't hold tomorrow, but we can decide on what can happen today. Epictetus's quote teaches us that we should live our lives to the fullest. Tomorrow is uncertain, and life is not long enough to spend doing things that do not fill your heart with happiness or satisfaction. He is a wise man who does not grieve for the things which he has not, but rejoices for those which he has. Ever wonder why some of those with plenty of material possessions continue to seek happiness? Happiness is not measured by earthly possession or temporary desires. It is measured by how satisfied and comfortable you feel by the end of the day. If you chase after temporary things, you'll find yourself in a never-ending cycle of wanting something. When asked what makes you happy, you don't think about playing games on your smartphone, the money in your bank account, or other material possessions. You immediately remember a moment with your family, friends, or an adventure where your courage was measured and your knowledge was tested. You appreciate those moments so much because within those moments you feel most satisfied. This quote reminds us to find fulfillment in what we already have and never seek true happiness in temporary things. No man is free who is not master of himself. Nowadays, it's easy to want to be like someone we admire. There is nothing wrong with admiring someone who has already achieved something in life. But let's remember that no matter how much we push, we can never fit in someone else's shoes. We are all unique and placed here in this world to achieve different things. Creating an entirely different image of yourself based on someone else will keep you from being true to yourself. Get to know yourself better. It might surprise you when you realize you have so much more to offer this world. In this quote, Epictetus teaches us to be true to ourselves instead of trying to shape our lives after someone else. If you wish to be a writer, write. The best way to achieve something is to act with a clear goal in mind. Start playing if you want to learn how to play the guitar. Every pro started as a beginner, which is not something to be ashamed of. Remember that within the learning process, we all stumble. But if we continue to pursue our goal, we eventually achieve it. On the other hand, if you don't try, there is no risk, no mistake, but also no chance for improvement. Although the thought of trying and potentially failing may be terrifying, we can't let our fears make decisions for us. In life, it's not enough to only conquer challenges. We must also overcome the thought of defeat. The main point Epictetus is trying to teach us with this quote is that we have to pair desires with action to eventually achieve something. The world turns aside to let any man pass who knows where he is going. You can never get lost if you know where you want to be and where you need to start to get there. Sometimes, instead of hastily making plans for the future, we just have to contemplate and know fully and confidently what we want to achieve in our lifetime. If what you want more than anything is to explore new places, witness new cultures, and meet many different people, then work with that as your motivation. Work, earn, travel, expand your understanding of the world, and find happiness within it. Also, if we are aware of where we want to be and already have an idea of how to get there, we won't easily get swayed to abandon our plans whenever we're confronted with significant challenges. In this quote by Epictetus, we learn that we need to know what we genuinely want to do with our lives. Then every time and effort we put into our goals brings us closer to achieving them. You are a little soul carrying around a corpse. Always remember, your body and physical appearance do not define you as a person. Our world can be superficial at times. This can make it difficult for us to be true to ourselves, especially around strangers. We are afraid to be different because it could lead to biased criticism. Almost every time we walk out the door, we deal with piercing glances that look at our appearance and seemingly conclude the type of person we are. However, we have also witnessed many inspiring individuals encouraging everyone to be true to themselves, because we can't let all these glances hinder us from achieving great things. Epictetus reminds us with this quote that, as a person, we can't be defined by appearances. We must let our actions speak louder than the superficial opinions of others. It is impossible for a man to learn what he thinks he already knows. You can never change an arrogant man's opinion, even if you speak the truth. One of the most challenging kinds of people to get along with are people who don't accept facts, especially if it goes against their strongest beliefs. Pride is a display of self-confidence and self-respect, but too much of it makes us someone who constantly wants to be better than everyone else. It's true, There are times that we have to stand by our beliefs. However, if proven wrong, there is no shame in accepting the truth. Remember that a person who shows humility and is humble regarding the possibility of making a mistake is a person who deserves respect. In this quote by Epictetus, we learn that too much pride makes it difficult for us to accept the truth. We also learn to stay humble and accept that sometimes we stand by something we think is fundamentally correct, but life eventually finds a way to enlighten us. There is only one way to happiness, and that is to cease worrying about things which are beyond the power of our will. We need to accept that there are things that are out of our control. Worrying about things entirely out of our hands is sometimes a harmful habit. Imagine you made friends while you were on vacation. You really liked their personality, and you worry that until you meet them the next time, they might change and not be as you remember them to be. Sure, you can't expect they will be exactly how you remember them. A lot can happen in a year, and everyone changes a little bit as time passes. The best thing you can do is expect changes right away. If you've met genuinely good people, you will still find ways to get along. But if they turn out to be completely different and not good for you, then there's only one thing you can do. Accept the change that happened and let go. In this quote, Epictetus is teaching us that worrying about things beyond our power is mentally and physically draining. So it's better to be flexible and sometimes to just let go.